the importance of sleep quality and how to improve it. So, what is sleep exactly? We have REM sleep and non REM sleep. Non REM sleep is classified as deep sleep, where the majority of the rejuvenation takes place. REM sleep is known as a dream state, also where memory processing takes place. And REM stands for rapid eye movement, by the way. In the first half of the night, we start in non REM sleep and then we transition into REM sleep. And then the second half of the night, we start REM sleep, then we transition into non REM sleep. So let's get to the actual importance of sleep. Number one is cardiovascular health. There was a study done in the Journal of Manuscripts shows that a lack of sleep significantly contributes to a higher rate of cardiovascular morbidity and mortality. Insomnia led to mood disturbances, increased reliance on healthcare, and decreased quality of life. So, number two here is cognitive function. There is a study done in the Journal of Sleep Research Reviews showing how sleep deprivation reduced the brain's ability to adapt, or neuroplasticity. Sleep deprivation led to a slowing of performance, particularly in alertness, vigilance, and focus. Number three here is immunity. There's a study on here showing that reduced sleep led to higher inflammatory markers such as TNF alpha and IL-6, or interleukin 6. Also, natural killer cells, or the cells that take out pathogens and any type of infection, those dramatically diminished as well. Sleep is considered the most important modulator of the immune system, so making it effective or less effective based on the quality of our sleep. So let's get into the difference of sleep quality and quantity. A lot of us know that we need to sleep the right amount, and that depends on the person, 7 to 9 hours generally. But keep in mind that the quality of the sleep is perhaps more important, because we can get the right amount of sleep, but if our quality is not up to par, we're going to not feel refreshed in the morning. And quality is defined by the efficiency of our sleep cycles, the amount of rejuvenation, and the benefits that we actually get out of sleep. How do we actually improve our sleep quality? Number one is going to be get early morning light exposure. Now, this is the number one cue for setting our circadian rhythm, or our hormonal clock throughout the day. When we get sun exposure early in the morning, we set up our body for serotonin to have the proper amount of hormones throughout the day. And serotonin is the precursor to melatonin, or the get good sleep hormone. Without the proper amount of serotonin, you're not going to have proper amount of melatonin. Number two is cold exposure at night. So our body goes through a process called thermoregulation while we sleep. This helps get into the advanced rejuvenation process of sleeping, deep sleep, and if we're sleeping too hot, we're going to hinder this process. So sleeping in a colder room depends on you, but usually in the 60s or maybe you can do early 70s, like it depends on us. Just make sure you're not sleeping too hot so your body temperature is able to drop and you get high quality sleep with that. Number three is a blacked out room. Now this is the most important one, perhaps. I mean, I got the most value out of this. Sleeping in an all blacked out room. There are two ideal circumstances for melatonin to be produced. Number one is complete darkness. Number two is a consistent schedule. So a lot of us have like lights coming into our room one way or another, and if we can see our hand in front of our face while we're sleeping, it's not dark enough. So getting a set of blackout curtains to block out all of the light coming in, this is going to help you just be at peace while you're sleeping. It's very relaxing and helps your body get into much deeper sleep. Like say the amount of lux from street light is like number 5, while you have moonlight, which is 0.001. Like we have evolved moonlight. That's all good. It's more so the artificial light, and especially the blue light. The blue light that emits from these bulbs is proven to be the most disruptive to our circadian rhythm. Red light at night typically doesn't, but does depend on the brightness as well. Like when you think about it, like we evolved with fire, and red light has been proven not to disrupt our circadian rhythm at night. I actually have red bulbs like in my room and in other places where you may want to have certain lights at night, or you can use a Himalayan salt lamp. They're incandescent bulbs. They're very relaxing. So just keep the lights low, but keep in mind that you may or may not want to use a dimmer switch. Most of them produce high amounts of EMFs, or electromagnetic frequencies, when you actually dim the lights, so it kind of increases that in the flicker rate of the light. But without getting too much into that, just use the lights as little as you can. Number 4 is nutrition. So, funny enough, it takes energy to get high quality sleep. Like, we need proper nutrients in order to get high quality sleep, most notably vitamin C, potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Especially magnesium is very important for sleep and relaxation and all that. But the problem is most of us are depleted because the soil is depleted. So supplementing with a high quality form of magnesium is a good idea for a lot of us. And whole food first usually. So whatever food you can get in, then it can be followed by supplements. So magnesium, think chlorophyll, green leafy vegetables, think green. That's where we're going to find magnesium. And cacao or chocolate is a great source of it as well. And when you get into vitamin C, like you can get into same sources like green leafy vegetables. The highest form of vitamin C that we know about is something called camu berry. Camu berry has 40 times more vitamin C than an actual orange. With calcium, like again, green leafy vegetables, you can get avocados. Potassium, same thing, avocados. The number one source of potassium is a sea vegetable called dulse. Dulse is kind of the bacon of the sea, and it has a lot of potassium in there. A lot of these are responsible for the sleep hormones and neurotransmitters, so serotonin into melatonin. And the precursor to serotonin, by the way, is something called tryptophan. Tryptophan is an amino acid, and you need the right amount of tryptophan, which is like found in fish, meat, and that is needed for high amounts of serotonin, which is, again, building block to get good sleep. Number 5 is going to be exercise. Physical exertion leads to high quality sleep at night. Signaling your body to prepare for sleep and higher amounts of rejuvenation. Be careful of the timing though. Like, I wouldn't exercise within 3 to 4 hours of going to bed because your core body temperature increases. You have cortisol in your body, which is a stress hormone, and it's just good to let these things relax before you go to sleep. So just letting the core body temperature cool down, all these types of things. And sleep, of course, is when you actually recover from the exercise and get all the benefits as well. Another tip I want to add in here is save the majority of your carbohydrates for nighttime, because carbohydrates help convert tryptophan into serotonin, so it kind of helps with that conversion process of sleep, helps restore the glycogen stores at night, and just generally it helps your metabolism because eating carbs throughout the day is going to spike your insulin, and it just kind of leads to a lack of healing throughout the day, hinders the process of autophagy. So it's not for everybody, but again, I would experiment with that. The majority of your carbs at night or with dinner, 150, 200 grams, something like that. So we know the importance of sleep quality, and applying these things in our life will definitely help with that. Sleep is really the glue that holds our health together. It's very important, perhaps most important pillar of health physically.